رسول الله رسول الله رسول الله رسول الله رسول الله ربنا وبالإسلام أحيانا وعلمنا بأن نبقى لدين الله
الحمد لله. Our beloved Sheikh, the Amir of ASWJ Australia, Sheikh Abu Ayman Muhammad Jamal Imran, our Sheikh and our teacher, who actually started off his da'wah in Wollongong. I don't know whether the memories are good or bad, but Alhamdulillah, Sheikh, we hope that this is from the fruits of that da'wah all those years ago. There's still a long way to go, I can tell you by experience, but Alhamdulillah, we're a work in progress, Sheikh. The Sheikh, inshallah, will bless us now with what Allah ASWJ has blessed him from knowledge and insight and wisdom. فلتفضل.
جزاكم الله خير. الحمد لله رب العالمين والصلاة والسلام على عبده ورسوله محمد وآله وصحبه أجمعين. I really planned a long talk, but really I don't have the energy now even to talk. But I cannot in any way miss the opportunity of seeing my children and grandchildren around, and he reminded me of Wollongong, and this is the fruit of the first seeds we seated here in this land. Maybe the people who were with me in that time, they benefit some and left a lot. The da'wah was very, very new to them, very strange. Like something from the aliens come to talk to them. From the jokes I still remember, and here Mukhtar sitting in front of me, half asleep. Wake up, Habibi. And I just came from a strong language background with the mashayikh. This is where we sit, and with the mashayikh, with either you are a sheikh or learning from a sheikh. And you try your best to speak as pure as possible in your dars or in your khutbah. So I was giving the khutbah, first one, second one, and the third one. I asked these people, how's the khutbah? They said, Wallahi, beautiful. But Sheikh, speak Arabic. I said, Subhanallah, what I'm speaking? I said, no, if you don't speak Lebanese, we can't understand what you say. They start to teach me how to speak Lebanese until the stranger think I just came from Tripoli. And I have a trouble at home. Every time I call my mother, she said to me, نعوج لسانك لسه بكير الله يهديك ما لك سنتين. You understand that? And my mother mocked me as now you start to speak different language. What's wrong with you? You don't be, you're not been there for more than 2 years. I said, Mama, please understand. I am with the Lebanese. I have to speak Lebanese. Otherwise, they don't understand me. And she used to mock me again and saying, La hawla wa la quwwata illa billah. We waste the sheikh. Anyhow, but Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala rewarded me with their children to come and make not one center but two, and to spread the da'wah all around. Lebanese and not Lebanese are equal in that, working together hand in hand. Because Islam, the real Islam, doesn't believe in boundaries. This is my country and this is your country. We don't have that in Islam. As Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala stated that strongly in the Quran when He said, إِنَّا خَلَقْنَاكُمْ مِنْ ذَكَرٍ وَأُنْثَى وَجَعَلْنَاكُمْ شُعُوبًا وَقَبَائِلَ لِتَعَارَفُوا إِنَّ أَكْرَمَكُمْ عِنْدَ اللَّهِ أَتْقَاكُمْ. So we all came from one man and one woman. Even the woman came from that man. To make the solidarity between us so strong. Don't look at my color or my size. Look only at my father. Who's my father? Is Adam alayhi salam. Or you could say Nuh alayhi salam. Because Nuh is the second father of the humanity. We all from Nuh and his wife. He is our father and she is our mother. عليهم وعلى رسولنا الصلاة والسلام. Then Allah said to us, He made out of that so many branches. Shu'uban means branches, like the tree. Tree start with one, what they call it, trunk. Then it goes to branches. Then the branches goes to branches. Then the look at the tree and learn from the tree from where you are. The first of you and the best of you and the most noble of you come from this dirt, which sometimes you don't like to dirty your shoes with. But in reality, this is your father and your mother. Then if you want to go a little bit higher, you come from a man, and that man, Allah created the woman from him. So we are from one person, only one person. This is why Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala make it as a great sign of His power, of His knowledge, of His wisdom, not to divide the people according to their race or their color or their whatever. No. We all, as I said, brothers, because we have only one Father. If we put that in our head, wallahi wa tallahi wa billahi, half of the Muslim problems will disappear. Imagine that, half. See all the problems we see, even in our countries. All of that because we believed the line our worst enemy put it for us become a holy line. This is my country and this is your country. We are this and you are that. And that destroys all what Al-Islam built in our hearts and in our belief and in our understanding of this life. Really, when I heard that story of Harun al-Rashid, rahimahullah rahmatan wasi'ah, al-Imam al-Mazlum, so much fabricated stories going against him because he was a real man. A lot of us, they know only the political side and the military side of so many of these emirs and kings. Hardly any of you know these are scholars. They were scholars. Harun al-Rashid was a great scholar. His father was a great scholar, Al-Mahdi rahimahullah. The father of Al-Mahdi was Abu Ja'far al-Mansur, was another great scholar. Even once he said to the people sitting around him, I got so many things I desired except one. And they said to him, what is it? O Amir al-Mu'mineen, he said that the muhaddithin come and take the hadith from me. So the second day, all these and their children, they come with their books and their pens and they sit to write the hadith. He said, I don't mean you. I meant the real people who seeking the knowledge of al-hadith. You take my knowledge, you put it down, not you put it up, because you don't have the quality to carry the hadith of the Prophet ﷺ. Al-Mahdi was a great friend and co-student with the Thawri rahimahullah wa radiya anhu, Amir al-Mu'mineen bil-Hadith. Abu Ja'far sent that child, Al-Mahdi. He asked first Malik rahimahullah to teach him, yani privately, as he is the crown prince. And he said to him, sorry, Ya Amir al-Mu'mineen, inna hadith Rasulullah sallallahu alayhi wa sallam إذا أخذ بهذه الطريقة صار رخيصا. If you wish to teach your children, send them, 2 of them, to sit in my circle like any other one. And they have to put the effort like any other one or I kick them out. And he did. He sent them to Al-Madinah. This is how we used to have great scholars and great Khalifa. Not like today. He graduated from his mother and take PhD by the phone. That is an idiot, and this is what the idiots can bring to us. They think you can buy everything. You can't buy everything. Allah give you a small brain, doesn't understand ABC in the material of this world, you will never, ever can buy it. The knowledge is not for sale to buy it. Carry 1 million PhD, and if you don't learn and put the effort of it, even yourself, you don't believe in yourself. Because you know, you didn't study, you didn't do anything. Remind me of, wallahi subhanallah, the stories we used to hear it about others. Now we live it in our own home. We used to talk about the president of Romania and Bulgaria, those people who've been killed and thrown like dogs in the street. He used to take his friends who coming to visit him to hunting bears, as they have a lot of bears in his land. And he sent before him many shooters. This is snipers, professional snipers. He said to his friend, come on, that's a bear there. Shoot him before it attack us. Of course, he doesn't know about this issue. He's not a hunter. Or he shoot it, it goes different place, and still the bear coming to them. And he carried a gun with so much, what they call it, and he shoot it, and the bear dies. So you see, have to learn. And he really not shoot it, the other one shoot it. Yeah, even that, they live a fake life. Even something to enjoy. They don't enjoy it. His wife, like some of our princes and princes today, she is a carrier of PhD in every knowledge. Economy, she come to speak about economy. And the one who presents her, she has this essay and that essay, and she carried this PhD and that. Of course, the one who made that essay is not her. Only she put her name on it to let him pass in the university. And she said, without any shame, talk nonsense. She doesn't know anything about the topic. But she has to talk, and everyone has to clap for her. Otherwise, none of them go home. Now we have it, subhanAllah. Allah musta'an. This is because, really, we are, first of all, these side effects come from part of the signs of the hour. When we come close to this hour, we have so many of these rubbish attitudes, rubbish presidents, even the so-called democratic countries. Like Johnson, and the Prime Minister of Britain, he doesn't deserve to be the toilet cleaner of it. They put him Prime Minister. He doesn't know anything about anything. You ask him, he answer you in the, you ask him about the right, he answer you in the left. Just we want to go out of the EU. What the benefit, what the harm come to your country? He doesn't care about the country anyhow. If they care, they think million times before they say a word. But they don't. Why? Because they never trained, they never learned to be leaders of their countries. As we hear about our khulafa, how they used to train the one who coming behind them, as they, in the modern day we call it crown prince or whatever. They teach him from year one how to behave, how to talk, how to silent, how to listen, how to move, how to sit. And they bring the best scholars in each field they want to teach that boy. Harun al-Rashid has two children were ready to take the crown, Al-Amin and Al-Ma'mun. He brought them teachers, the best in his world. And one of them was Al-Asma'i. And he put a spy on Al-Asma'i. He does his job, or he think, will he become a future king, then he will slaughter me if I don't treat him well. And one day, the report come to him that Al-Amin and Al-Ma'mun fight each other. Who will put the shoes of their teacher in his feet? So in the end, they agreed that Al-Ma'mun put it on the right and the Amin put it on the left, or whatever. Anyhow, everyone take one. The second day, Al-Asma'i go in the night, sit with the Khalifa, and Harun asked him, من أعز الناس يا أصمعي؟ قال أمير المؤمنين. قال لا، بل أعز الناس من اختلف عليه ولي الأمر ليضعوا حذاءه. أنت أعز مني، بقول له أنت أعز مني. He asked him, who is the most honorable, the most strong of all in the kingdom? So Al-Asma'i said to him, it is you, Amir al-Mu'minin. He said, no, it's not me. It is the one who my two children fighting, who put his shoes in his feet. And he said, it's you. Look how he gave the status to that great scholar. Not he said to him, how dare you let my children put shoes in you? I want to put the shoes in your mouth now. Of course, that will destroy the knowledge and the scholar and the one who is teaching them. And if Harun Rashid did that, like as they say in our story of today, one of our presidents, he asked his daughter, how's your school? She said, Wallah, I'm a little bit weak in English. Who's the best teacher? They asked him in English. They say such and such, and he's a Christian. They say call him. So for the people working there, call him means يعني destroy him. So they call him and they put interrogating him until he said, yes, I am from Al-Ikhwan Muslimin. And they went to the president saying, Wallah, we find there is a Christian Ikhwan Muslimin and a Muslim Ikhwan Muslimin. He said, you stupid, I don't ask you to do that. I want him to teach my daughter. Ah, sorry, sir. They brought him like, as we go to say, Judge and Mentufi. Translate that.
Like chicken.
Like chicken?
Like chicken.
This is another side of our life that nowadays, unfortunately, and I say it with very, very deep sorrow, that only we think how my child going to succeed in the school. If he's need a teacher, English or French or physics or whatever, I brought it to him, or I send him to a special teacher. And you ask him, how about the Quran? He learn, inshallah, when he grow up, he learn. Then that child grow up, and maybe he take a good certificate in science or whatever, computer, whatever. In no time, that parent himself or his wife come crying to you. Oh, my Sheikh, please make dua for my son. He abusing me. Of course, you feel sorry for them. Otherwise, you should say, well, هذا ما صنعته يداك. That's what you bring to yourself. It's not the student, it's not the son abusing you. You abuse the son first. When you're worried about the money he brings to you. So this is what you taught him. Money is number one in life. So he sell you for the money. If it is number one in life. And that your education to him. We have others in the mosque like here. And I see a brother didn't come. Why you didn't come to the mosque? Wallah, today I have visitors. Are they Muslims or Christians? No, Muslims, alhamdulillah. Why you don't bring them to benefit like you? رب معلم أوعى من معلم. Maybe that one will be benefit of the dars more than you. And maybe he will be the one who intercede for you in the day of judgment. You don't know. A word, only one word, or a little action could bring a lot of change to a person. Many of these who became to Islam, they came from either a little word someone said or a little good action someone did. I heard the story of Muhammad Asad. He was oriented scholar, and he was doing something in Sudan. And they take the train from A to Z. As a westernized person, he doesn't prepare himself because he think I buy a sandwich in the way or in the train station. Anyhow, he didn't get anything. He sat beside a poor Sudanese, brought a sandwich for himself. Sandwich food, زي ما بقول. فلافل يعني. He looked, he found that neighbor of his doesn't have any food, so he break the sandwich between him and him. He divided, said, "Tfaddal." He said, "That's for me." He said, "Yes, I can't eat, and you are sitting without anything." That changed his life, 100%. Maybe it doesn't worth in that time, especially 10 cents, that sandwich. With many mistakes he did, but he was, in our time, a very good scholar after that. If you see his book, The Journey to Mecca or other, you see the things he sacrificed to go to Hajj. By the camel, from the deep desert of Iraq to Mecca. That time, when you talk about that trip, it's completely different than today. But he did that. And he became a Muslim for a very little beautiful action. Half a sandwich. I met myself one of these people. He was a priest of Irish island. He was Irish. I met him in India in one of our conferences there. And he talked about his trip through Islam. He said, "First time I went to Egypt because I don't have money to go anywhere else. It was the cheapest trip and holiday." He said, "I was in a very little hotel, and every time I go in, I go out, there's a child there cleaning the shoes of the people, and he said to me, 'Salaam alaikum.' And he add some sentences like, 'Ya hilu, ya shams, ya kada.' A child, you know, Egyptian children, they are good at that. He said, I don't understand what he's saying, but I was happy for his beautiful talk to me, even I don't understand what he's saying. He said that make me return to Egypt again. And I start asking about that, Assalamu alaikum, what it means. And from there, from a shoesy cleaning boy, he went to Islam and he became a great da'iyah in Ireland. From saying Assalamu alaikum, hello, how are you? As he said, I never understand what he's saying, but I see he's welcoming me. That warmth, talking, affect my heart from a little kid. Show that manners, as the Prophet ﷺ, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala give him the best title and certificate, وَإِنَّكَ لَعَلَى خُلُقٍ عَظِيمٍ. وَإِنَّكَ لَعَلَى خُلُقٍ عَظِيمٍ. That's what ultimate thing we are missing. Even between us, that little boy saying to a Christian, Assalamu alaikum, we don't say it among ourselves. Unfortunately. Why? Because we don't know each other too. This is another thing stops you from saying Assalamu alaikum. You say maybe he's a Christian, he is this, and the shaitan involved with that. Maybe make you out of touch of the people. The reason we don't know each other because we don't come to the mosque. How we can know each other? We have to meet. When I see you in the mosque often, I don't forget your picture, even if I don't know your name. But I know 100% you are a Muslim. So, Assalamu alaikum. First time, second time, third time, he will come to you and shake your hands. And you say, Alaikum Assalam, my dear brother. What's your name? What's this? What's that? Then you become friends. But when we take the mosque as, may Allah protect us from that, like the church, once a week, and as soon as the Imam says, Salamu alaikum, you say, Wa alaikum assalam, you run outside. How you know each other? You cannot know each other. How we can help each other if we face a problem? We don't know. Our youth without marriage, girls and boys. Why? Because I don't know if you have girls and you don't know if I have boys. By quoting, you don't know each other. Then the boy love a Christian girl and you start hitting your head. That's not from our type. That's just, you say, but I like her, daddy. Another way, get lost. You don't like her, it's not my business. I like her. And the girl now, the same. 2 days before I came here, a lady from my old students called me and said, Sheikh, you remember me? I said, sorry, wallah, I don't. She started to remind me of herself. Then she said to me, I have a problem with my daughter. I need your help. I said, where are you? She said, in Sydney. I said, go to Sheikh Khalid. She said, I did. I said, that's it. Full stop. I don't have the stick of Musa alayhi salam to send it to you to fix the problem. I don't want to tell her there is something wrong in your house, especially for the daughters. Yani sometimes we become more relaxed with the boys, but girls, they go and meet boys and become yes salam. Really, we are a very open society, mashallah. Like our Prime Minister, what's his name, that the one kicked out? Huh?
Turnbull.
No.
Tony Abbott.
The good one. Kevin Rudd. One daughter married to Vietnamese, one daughter married to Chinese, and he speaks Chinese because maybe he has so many girlfriends with the Chinese. Allahu Alam. Ya subhanallah. This is what you want? I don't mind Chinese, Muslim Chinese, I don't care. But Muslim Chinese will knock the door. وَأْتُوا الْبُيُوتَ مِنْ أَبْوَابِهَا. If you don't knock the door, then even if you are originally a Muslim, you are not worthy of marrying a good girl. But if she is rubbish like you, then rubbish plus rubbish equal rubbish. And we demolish a unit of our community, because that rubbish means a demolishing unit. We destroy a unit of our house. You want to build a house, every unit of it has to be good and strong, so the house will build very well. And this is why the Prophet ﷺ was first thing worrying about these issues in the community when he had the community in Al-Madinah. Go read the Sunnah. You see the Prophet ﷺ with all the things he's busy with. He brings us the story of Iblis. That Iblis, every night he collect his soldiers and ask them what they do. So everyone give him a list of what he did that day. And every one of them take a cross. You didn't do much. Until one come and say to him, I didn't leave them until they divorce each other. I say, you are the king. Come sit beside me on the throne. The Prophet said that to us, to teach us. That action destroy the unity, destroy the jama'ah, destroy the love, destroy the care between each other. So, please, this is very important. Take your mosque as your first house, first home, first priority. And I wish we put only an activity that we come and eat together. Don't buy food for them. No, everyone cook their food and come, let you taste his wife's food. So give him a certificate or not. So the wives in that day, they cook very well. One of our mashayikh, he was a judge too. in Bilad al-Haramain. He made a khutbah one day in the Jum'ah, like today. And he said, Wallahi wa billahi wa tallahi, if I didn't see you tomorrow in the Fajr, I'm going to marry each one of you a second wife. Of course, as a judge, he has the power to do that. The message reached to the wives. Before 1 hour before Fajr, every husband in the mosque. They pray tahajjud. Because the wife maybe put a very cold water in his face. Get up, go. The sheikh will get angry when you go. Yeah, Hajj, it is not Fajr time. Doesn't matter, it's good to go before Fajr. Be in the first line so the sheikh see you. Ya subhanallah. Ya subhanallah. I always told the dars of my sisters, I told them, the 2 times you miss the salah and you don't come to the mosque, which the opposite of the women of the Muslims in the Sahaba time. You know, the women, they used to come to Fajr and Isha. Pray with the Prophet ﷺ, Fajr and Isha. لا يعرفن من الغلس. They covered with the darkness because they're not coming to show their beauty and their last fashion cut. They come to pray. So they pray and straight away they leave to home. And the Prophet ﷺ used to sit and not move facing the Sahaba for a minute or two to let the woman leave before any of the Sahaba can move from his place. And this sunnah again, a lot of us doesn't know it. As soon as the Imam says Assalamu alaikum, and some Imams are jahil of his sunnah himself. I know حبيبي. وقت يا شيخ. ما في حرية ولا ديمقراطية هون، شو يا أخي هذا؟ إن حرية الكلمة هي المقدمة الأولى زهقتوا يا شباب؟ خلاص أوضح. The sunnah is you're not allowed to move from your place. Even move your leg before the Imam turn his face to you. And the Prophet ﷺ used to give the woman time before he turned his face. Of course now, the people move before the Imam anyhow. You find them already, the cigarette is done and maybe the coffee is ordered. Before he says, Astaghfirullah, Astaghfirullah, Astaghfirullah. He says, Sheikh, we say it in the way. أقول ما تسمعون واستغفر الله لي ولكم وأسأل الله لي ولكم السداد والتوفيق والرشاد والعمل الصالح في الدنيا والآخرة، ويحيينا على السنة ويميتنا على السنة ويؤلف بين قلوبنا ويجمعنا على الخير دائما وأبدا يا رب العالمين. والسلام عليكم ورحمة الله.
Al Bayan Radio, the voice of Ahl Sunnati wal Jama'ah.